Hey crafty friends, welcome back to the Old Paper Lady. I'm Lori. If you're new here, hi and welcome. And excuse me for the raspiness today. I've got a little bit of the stomach bug. Woke up with that this morning. It was not a great morning. so I've got the stomach bug. The daughter went. She's got the sinus infection, the ear, nose, and throat mess. And my mama's got like muscular pains with her, like her legs and her feet. And I think that's coming from her B12 issues that she has. So we're just a household of sickness today. so that's what we got going on. I'm gonna work on putting our getting our pockets in our journal today and try to do try to get some of our tags and journal cards done. And I'm sorry, I have the cold chills and I'm just little chilly right at the moment. So I may sound a little jerky in my talking because I'm a little chilly. That comes and goes. I don't know. I just wasn't not feeling the best today. But, you know, I want to get some of this done. I finally can sit still for more than 5 minutes. So I said, well, let me see if I can't get my video done this evening and get a little bit done on my journal. So, no serious illnesses, just, you know, something I ate over the weekend. Probably, you know, the guacamole at the Mexican restaurant again or something like that. Who knows? It's just woke up and had the stomach bug. And then, like I said, you know, the daughter, she's got the ear, nose, and throat stuff going on. I told her, I said, it may be from where the smoke plume or whatever is coming down from Canada. It may be affecting her earlier than most people because she's really sensitive to allergies, and so am I. But yeah, I've had a little bit of runny nose, but nothing major like she's got on. Like she's really nasally and having a lot of phlegm and stuff like that. But so she went and got checked today to make sure that it wasn't, you know, any major issue, like any kind of COVID or flu or anything like that. Now this here is a couple corner pieces of music that I had, and I said, well, I'm just going to put it together and put it underneath that flower. Just going to piece it together like that and then put that flower there. And I think that is going to work. I think that's going to work out good. Let me get a drink. For some reason, I got the clear to throat issue. So first thing I done after I could gather myself this morning and stay out of the restroom for a minute or two, I pulled up and was looking for anything that I may have eaten or gotten that is on a recall. You know, that's the first thing. So I was like, well, you know, there's a tomato recall from April that had salmonella, but I'm sure, you know, that the fresh salad that I ate and the fresh guacamole that was made at the, you know, at the restaurant, I'm pretty sure, you know, they would not, hopefully would not have tomatoes from April. So that's the only thing that I found that I have eaten in the last couple of days that would cause, you know, me to have any kind of stomach issues other than the red meat or what have you. Which that may be it. It may be, you know, because I did eat a steak like I said, I ate that guacamole, and I think the last 2 times, actually, that I ate guacamole from that Pacific restaurant, I had upset stomach. So I think I'll just make my own guacamole at home from now on, and not eat at the restaurant. So, these are, who did I say these little flippy flops were? Just the little writing flips. So you write that up. Yep. So that's going to be 2 of our tuck spots in our journal. Let's see, where do we want to put it at? I don't know. I think they'd be really pretty here on these pages. With a big journal card. I think that would be pretty. So we'll put it on the front and the back. That's what I'm going to do with them. So when you put these on, you know, be mindful of which way you're putting your flip and how you're decorating them. And then on the back piece, you'll do in just an L shape. And I do it a little bit of an inset just so it won't accidentally glue both pieces down. And put it just in the corner of the page. And I'll flip this piece up. And then that'll be a little tuck spot. So we'll take one of our journal cards and stick down in there. That is going to be beautiful. Absolutely love it. And like I said, I hadn't forgot all about this and the little envelope flip down until I watched Gail Augustinelli video from like 5 years ago the other day. And it's a Rita Donnelly flip's what it's called. And then the little envelope flip down. Let's see, that goes that way. So I need to do this side. And I was watching an older video of Gail's, and she was doing these Rita Donnelly flips and the envelope flip for extra journaling spaces. And I was like, heck yeah, those would be great little additions and use up, you know, and for your smaller decoration pieces, because I've got a lot of smaller decorating bits, you know, especially for Christmas, you know, and then you have this whole page to write on, and then you add you a large journal card or tag in there, and then you can flip this up and write. So basically you're adding with the tuck place that it is and this, basically that's a whole nother page of journaling on that one page. So that's a pretty, you know, simple add-on to a journal, and just lovely, just beautiful. Okay, so those are done. And then pretty much all of these just need to be inked with the purple ink. Now I've got my vintage photo, because like this I'm going to round that with the vintage photo, and then the actual outside of my journal cards and tags I'm doing in this in the purple, which is Venomous Potion. I think that is just turning out really pretty. Now these, I think they have a lot of decoration on them. They really don't need a whole bunch on them. So I'm just using these as is for the purple lavender, the butterfly aspect. So these will be for the back, and these will be for the front, and then we'll just go through and place these. And then we'll get to working on doing up some tags and some journal cards. But all of these, all I did was I took my 12 page, I cut them down to 3-inch strips, and then I took and just rounded the corner, so it's going to be just a little, you know, a little tuck. We'll glue it in an L shape and do a tuck out of it. So then that way it allows for a bigger piece of ephemera or journal card to go in behind it. Alright, so now I did not count. I know it's, I think it was 14 pages. So I'm thinking maybe everywhere where we have ribbon for sure, and then we'll actually not really, because that's going to cut off your. Alright, so there's one. One, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. So that's 6 in the front and 6 in the back. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, actual 15 pages. So we got 2 already. Then we have this piece that I want to use as a tuck somewhere. I need to come up with another tuck piece of some sort. And then I have these that wrap around a page, and it has the butterfly on it. So this needs to go this way. So I kind of want these on a page where you can kind of write on, but not, you know, not taking up a writing page. Does that make sense? And I want those where the edge will stick out just a wee bit. So I'm going to glue right there and there. And that's going to be, you know, that's the way I want that in there. I'm probably going to put a purple flower on that, because that's, and that's how I want those. So then with these tags here, I'll probably put that in in there. I may put one of our French labels on one of these. I think that's what I'll do with that. Okay, so I'm going to hit the outside of this with a little bit of this purple. Because I did it with Vintage Photo to start, and so then I just want to hit it around a bit with the vintage, with the purple on top of that. Okay, so in order to do that how I want it, I am going to take and tack it right here. And I am going to take and tack it over here in this corner. Because if I glue all the way here and there, then I have to run that across it, and then that's gonna, you know, just make a glued up mess, pretty much. And that will hold that onto the page where I want it. I'm hoping anyways. I don't even know if I put any glue up here. It's looking like not at the moment. I don't think I did. Okay. So I'm just going to hold that still for a minute. And let's see. Yeah, see, so you can, oh, that will be pretty there, I think. Alright, so I'm going to flip it over on the back side and do the same little bit of glue, like right here. And then down here on the bottom, so it stays in place. Now, in an ideal, you would probably unhinge it and glue, but this was an afterthought of doing the actual pockets. But, you know, like I said, there's always a fix. There's never a mistake. You can always fix things. May not work how you envision, but you can get it to work how you would like it to work in your journal. And I wanted them to stick out a little bit to be like a page edge. Does that make sense? Like a tab almost. That was what I was thinking. Okay, so that one's going to be, let's see, so we did 1, 2, 3, 4 pages in. 1, 2, oh look, I put that on the wrong thing. It's supposed to be on the very first page. Knucklehead. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. And see, they will fit and go all the way up against the page if I want to. But I kind of want them to be, you know, just a hair out for like a tab look almost. And that's what I was going for with these. So I'm going to glue here at the bottom. I'm going to hold those in place for just a smidget of time, and they will snatch up and take hold, and then we'll flip it over and do the other side. This is coming out to be really pretty. I love it, actually love it. It's coming out to be a whole lot prettier than I actually envisioned, to be honest. All right. So now let's flip this over and get this side glued. Because if you can see, that envelope was tearing there on the corner. And I'm just pressing the extra glue out onto my hands, just so that it will not seep out and glue my pages together. Can't have that. And you know what? I didn't ink around this one in the purple, but I am going to do this side piece right here in purple. Just because I see a little bit of stuff there. Okay. So now that we have those in there, this one has the butterfly on it, and I like that. Because, you know, with our journal cards, we're bringing in, you know, the the book page look. Oh, bless it. So yeah, that's going to work fine with that. But on this other one, here in the back side of it is completely brown. So I'm thinking to take and put one of our rose fussy cuts on that. Now, what did I do with them? I swear to y'all, I can't keep up with nothing these days. Or how about we just take one of our purple stamped images and put on there? I think I like that too. Let's take a purple, I haven't cut them up yet. Let's take one of these purple butterfly pieces here and put on there. I think that would be really pretty. Is that going to be too tall? I'm sorry I came up at y'all like that in the face, but I had to flip-flop it around here. And I'm just cutting around where, you know, the edge of the stamp is. I think that's going to be pretty on there. So I'll do that. Let's see, is there anything else that I would like to put on there? Maybe that little stamp piece right there. There we go. So then we got our purple bits on it. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be quite fun. Gotta be quiet so I can concentrate. Y'all know that. I can't see you if I'm talking. Yeah, I think these will be really pretty on there. I'm just going to put it right here in the middle. It kind of covers up that the yellow rose. So that's what I was kind of wanting to do there, is just cover up the yellow rose. I think that's going to work. I'll put this stamp right here in the corner. Then I got a little squiggly mark here. So we can squiggle mark it like it was, you know, went through sending in the mail or what have you. And then I got the little, I think that's the Paris approved one. Yep, it is. I'll turn this around so I can make sure I put it on our right side up. And there we go. There we go. So that's why I try to keep these little postage stamps over here to the side. So we can do that on the fly. That is cute. Okay. Love that one. Alrighty. And And this one is good on both sides. And it has the postcard stamp with a stamp and a butterfly that matches, so I'm good with that. Okay. So now, let's see. This piece here, I think I'm just going to glue right here in the middle as a tuck spot, because it's an oddball at the moment anyways. And we'll just put some tags in it. Thought about actually using it as like a smaller belly band, but I think I'm just going to use it as a tuck right here. And it was made from a piece of packaging. Alrighty, so yep, I think that is going to work right there. And what keeps popping is the front ribbon pieces. Okay, so now I have this piece that will go in there. And this piece that will go in there. That piece is taller than that one, isn't it? Yep, it sure is. So I'm going to just lay those in there for now because that glue actually needs to dry. So since we're doing that there. Okay, that's 1, 2. Do 1, 2. Let's put one here. I may try to find another piece to make, or may just take and just cut off a little strip of a collage board to make another extra tuck spot. I think that's going to work. But I think that's what well, may wind up doing is do another little piece of collage board with a little bit of lace on it. Okay, so now make sure we didn't glue those papers together. Alright, so this is the one that it's on this side. Okay. Okay, these are the back side. I gotta keep them separated because I keep wanting to put the wrong pieces on the wrong side. Because I'll wind up having the rounded piece on the wrong edge. And I'm trying my best to put these as low in the corner of the page as I can, because I know these pages are a little shorter, so then that will be able to hold our journal cards. Okie doke. We'll flip this over. And that is the center. So let's see. Let's put one on the back side of this. Not usually I kind of count and try to even them up, but I'm not even worried about it at this point. I'm just looking at what pages that you can still write on, even though if I put something on it, and we're still adding extra journal spots on. Okay, so then we'll flip back this way and do this side. I think this is it. I think I just had glue on my finger and got that one. I'm sorry I'm not as talkative today. Just kind of don't feel well. But I want to get this journal finished. Because I want to pull out, you know, make some ephemera. I'm thinking about trying to do some fall things. Because I don't have any fall ephemera whatsoever. So I was thinking about maybe doing that. Up until August or September. So I think August and September I'm wanting to do I have a couple of bee journals and a couple of sunflower journals. So I was thinking about doing that. Let's see here. I think I'm going to put one here and then I'll add another one back on the back because I don't want all the weight towards the middle. Still got to remember, I think I've got one more tuck spot in the front than I do the back. Okay, so that's the middle page here. Flip over, and it's the back side of this one, right? Yep, on this side. But this is a more of a writing journal than, like, you know, it has decorative pages here and there in the other place. This has got a lot of writing space. Like all of these pages could be written on. Even these pages you can still write on that because it's a lighter print, and I like that. Okay, so let's see. Have lace on that. Let's put this one here. That'd be a page that doesn't have something on it, you know, like some kind of decoration or some sort. We'll just do this. I really think these colors of this paper pad match up really well with this color kit because it's more of a purpley pink. I really like it. So that's kind of like every other page has a decoration, basically. See? Yep. So that has the lace, there has the pocket. Okay. Let's put this one here. I think that'll be pretty there. And I know it's not showing through on camera, but this is really faintly printed with roses. And it fades, like the edge of it is like the purpley pink, and it fades in and to like a really light print. So like this page here, you can tell that's what the print is on this page, but it's really light. So I know that wasn't coming across on camera. So that is our pockets placement. So now let's see if we can't get So my tags and journal cards done. I've got a lot to get done here. I'm going to put my lid back on this glue because I don't think I'll need it for any of our other decorating bits. For the rest of the journal, we're just going to need inks, and I think that's it. I need my slot punch here. Get some of our tags done up. Get our pretty ribbon on there. I'm going to do, let's see, that's 1, 2. These two, I want to put the darker purple ribbon on. I think these I'm going to do the white. And I'm going to do the dark on that because it's the dark flowers. This set I'll do light, this set I'll do dark. Okay. So now I'm going to dig down here and get that darker purple ribbon out. There we go. And then I think that'll work. How much time I've been on here? 40 minutes, not too bad today. I just lost the one that I poked a hole in. All right, that is dark ones. This is the white ribbon. We'll try to get these done today. Get them in there. And then we'll work on our journal cards tomorrow. That really looks good with that ink on that. I really do like that a lot. Yep, I think that's going to be really pretty. Okay, so this is the lighter set. Let's get the other set inked up and the holes punched. And I think that there's a couple here. We need to get ink around them and a few trim ups on the edge of these flowers here. It's just a wee bit too much there. I don't like. Yeah, I just want to trim up a little bit tighter on this so it'll fit completely on the tag itself and not look so choppy maybe at the top of it. Kind of want to smooth around this jar here because I think this is the one that I did the whole 1/4 of an inch allowance around it when I did the fussy cutting. So I just want to clean that up a little bit and then we'll ink around it. I think that's going to be quite pretty actually. make that pop up from there. I like that, actually. Turns out pretty good. These are beautiful little flowers from Ginger Journals. She did an awesome job. I love her fussy cuts. I do. I just love her floral fussy cuts. Because to add big tags and journal cards in journals is just awesome. And that is, you know, that's basically like a whole nother page of writing that you're adding to your projects. And I absolutely love that. And this one is fussy cut into the jar, the mason jar at the bottom, so we're probably going to need to put us a label on that. I hadn't put a whole bunch of labels on these just because I wanted the floral bits to stand out by themselves and not be overwhelmed with labels. Just sort that at the bottom there, kind of straight as I can get it. Just run it up. And that actually blends in there, and you can't really tell it. So it actually worked out that these all are on just neutral background pieces or neutral collage pieces. So I was worried about that, not having any color in behind it, but it works out, I think, because I think it goes better. Okay, so that was the only bit of gluing I think we needed to do on these projects here for today. So now we just got to fuss and fight with trying to tie a bow. We just got to fuss and fight trying to tie a bow, y'all. That's all I got to do now. Oh, I can't throw you over there yet. I got ink, y'all. What am I doing? Trying to do the streamlining, and I'm getting myself messed up. Still got to do the inking part. Okay, so we're done with that. And it does kind of help to have, you know, your pieces picked out, what you want on them, and, you know, for your so-called streamlining, doing your ephemera for your projects. So that's why, like, I mean, really, we put all of these pieces and everything together, like, a week ago when we worked on the first journal. We had everything picked out for both journals then. We just made a few pieces to get the first journal done, and then flipped over and started working on this one. That's pretty much it. I mean, you can really do some mask making, that, you know, streamline mask making, doing stuff like that. Make your get your tags and journal card bases and do what you want to do with them. And then pick out your fussy cut pieces, you know, and do whatever needs to be done with those. And stack them up together and then just go to work on it. And that used to be how I used to do my videos, because I felt like, you know, that I accomplished a lot more, you know, and really wasn't showing the real process of how I think and how I pick things and why I'm doing what I'm doing with the things that I'm working on. So then, you know, a few viewers had asked about, you know, how I go about picking what papers and picking the fabric, and I mean, and stuff like that, and why I choose to do journal cards, or choose to do tags, or choose to do tuck spots, or choose to make pockets. And you know, and sometimes it just comes down to simply just that's what's going to fit for that particular journal, for that particular journal card that I had made. And so that's how it comes about. So that's what we're going to do right here. Let's get dark purple on these. I don't know if I want that many dark purples. I really don't. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take that one and put it with the lights. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then that way, both of them's got 5 light and 5 dark. Now I feel a little bit better. I don't know why, but I do. Okay, and then apparently I pulled the middle of that completely out of there. That's fine. Because eventually I'll have to unravel the whole thing anyways. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to try to fast light tie these. I caught that. I'm going to try my best not to fidget so much with these, y'all. Well, I said that. Look, there I go. I messed up the very first one. I messed up the very first one. Fidgeting like crazy with it. I'm feeling a little nauseous at the moment. It may just be from smelling the glue. It's, I don't know. Just certain smells have hit me wrong today. And it's smells that I normally smell every day, like my deodorant and my body spray, and you know, just whatever. The smell of coffee brewing got me today, and then yeah, just all kinds of craziness. Just different smells are affecting me today. I know sometimes someone was telling me to be careful with Fabri-Tac and using it a lot in an unventilated area, that it would cause sinus issues. And I was like, well, you know what? I have noticed that when I do use Fabri-Tac quite a bit, like, you know, doing a cover or something like that, yeah, I do have a whole lot more sinus drainage and issues the day after, or actually even, you know, starts during making the cover. But so I've got, like I said, my restroom to my bedroom is right behind me. So I said, well, I'll just start turning that exhaust fan on and seeing if that wouldn't help. Okay. So these. Now this is a little bit wider. So 1, 2, and I'm not really cutting any particular length. I'm just cutting, you know, where I think I can make a decent sized bow with it and not have to be on the struggle bus and it not look super long or super short, you know. That's all I'm doing here. Probably should have said that with the first one as well, but you know. I'm pretty sure this was one of those ones that I found at the Dollar Tree too, that lighter purple. So we'll get all these done. See if we can't place our tags in here today. Well, like I said, this is a wider bit of ribbon, so I may fumble with it to get it started through there. And it's going to make that racket. I'm sorry about that. Whoopsie. Actually, that actually looks really good. I do like that wider ribbon because it's, you know, it's more of the color tones, colorway of this. Oh, it looks so good with that. I love it with the like the silvery sheen to it. It looks beautiful with this paper. Whoopsie, let go of the middle piece. Now see, this is what really bulks your tags up. And see, see the bulkiness of this stack versus the bulkiness of, you know, these here. That's why everyone's like, well, why don't you go ahead and just finish decorating, putting your toppers and all of this on your tags for Christmas or whatever. And I'm like, this is why. Because, see, that's a whole lot bulkier to store than just this flat pieces of paper. So then when it actually comes time to decorate journals or what have you, then I'll go ahead and I'll add my toppers and whatever else I want to put on something at that point in time. But now, like my pre-made ephemera, yeah, I'll go ahead and decorate it with the full blinged out tops and all of that. Look, I cut an extra piece, didn't I? No, I didn't. I got 2 more. Crazy. But yeah, with the finished ephemera that we work on from time to time in between journals, yeah, I'll go ahead and put toppers on that and finish that stuff because I want it ready to go in a journal. So if I sit down and I start making stuff and come across, you know, I need a tag or a pocket or what have you, I want to be able to look at my pre-made ephemera and be like, oh yeah, this color would match that. It may not be the exact theme, you know, but the colorway would match it. So that's why I try to be a little neutral on the background pieces. Come on. Now, I've got one more of you to do. Now, I'm going to get fidget fingers right here. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm pulling the wrong piece. Probably should have cut those a little bit longer, but I think that's cute with that bow to whole length at the top. So I looked on Amazon for sheer ribbons, and so it come up and it had, you know, some that I liked, but it wasn't like a whole color set. So I said, well, I'm not going to pay, you know, $4 or $5 for each one. You know, if I could get the whole bundle for a decent price, then yeah, I would do that. But the way I was looking at it, I was going to have to wind up getting, you know, okay, so this is all of them. And that's the dark ones. All right. So now this should, I'm going to stick that behind that because I want that piece to show up first. All right, so then on the back, and I'm going to go ahead and just put this piece in there just because I'm tired of looking at it. I'm tired of dealing with that piece of paper. All right. So I think that's going to be pretty there. I'm going to put one of these here because that matches really good with that. And I know that's kind of blaring. That's, you know, blinging up in your eyeballs. Okay, so on this side, let's put a dark one here. I really like that. And put this here sticking out the top of that. I like that. And then on this side, let me put one of these. Because I'm thinking, I was kind of thinking that maybe that Paris would show up in through the window, but nope. Because I glued it too far up. Let's see, will that writing show up through the window? Kinda, yep, there it is. Yep, so that writing will show up through the window. And these are really just no random, you know, just random placements. So I'm trying to even up, you know, the sides is all I'm doing. Okay, so we got this and this. Let's put you here. And that looks pretty with that too, doesn't it? I like that. Like that. Put one of you right here. Yep. Okay, so then when we do our journal cards, it'll be filled the rest of the way up. And only one pocket up front that I don't have anything in. One, two. Yeah. So there's 2 pockets in the back. So basically we only need 3 more pieces of ephemera and it'll be finished. And I'm right at an hour, but you know me. And behind these tags, I'm going to put journal cards. so that way, it's going to be packed all this Fatty McFatso already, but that's the majority of the bulk right there is the lace toppers and all of that. So that's the bulkiness. So, but yep, that is coming along quite nicely. I absolutely love it. So that's what it's going to look like, and with your lacy bits sticking out the top with the light and dark purples. I love that. That is so stinking cute. I absolutely love it. Alrighty, so I'm going to get off here for today. Tomorrow we will make our journal cards up and stick those in there, and it will be complete. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I greatly appreciate you all for allowing me to do what I love to do on video camera and come and join me crafting every day. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good day.